This video will cover beginner part 2 questions regarding the topic of derivatives chain rule. This is the first question. We can rewrite as 1 over 3 minus 2x to the power of 1 over 2. Then y equals 3 minus 2x to the power of minus 1 over 2. Use the general power rule. If y equals u to the power of n, then y prime equals n u to the power of n minus 1 times u prime. Y prime equals minus 1 over 2 times 3 minus 2x to the power of minus 3 over 2 times 3 minus 2x prime. Then minus 1 over 2, 1 over 3 minus 2x to the power of 3 over 2 times the derivative of 3 minus 2x equals minus 2. Then make positive, cancelled. So 1 over 3 minus 2x to the power of 3 over 2. Number 2, use the product rule first. Y prime equals prime, don't prime, plus don't prime, prime. So x prime equals 1 times, keep the second, plus x times derivative of square root of x squared minus 1 equals d dx. We can rewrite as x squared minus 1 to the power of 1 over 2. Use the general power rule. Think x squared minus 1 equals u. So 1 over 2 u to the power of minus 1 over 2 times u prime. Keep the inner function. And 1 over 2 we can rewrite as 1 over square root of x squared minus 1 times x squared minus 1 prime equals 2x. Then cancelled, x over square root of x squared minus 1. Then go back to the original, x over square root of x squared minus 1. Then square root of x squared minus 1 times square root of x squared minus 1 over square root of x squared minus 1 plus x squared over square root of x squared minus 1. Make the common denominator x squared minus 1 over square root of x squared minus 1 plus x squared over square root of x squared minus 1. The final answer is 2x squared minus 1 over square root of x squared minus 1. Number 3, we can rewrite as 4x over x squared minus 1 to the power of 1 over 2. Then please remember u over b prime equals u prime v minus u b prime over v squared. Y prime equals 4x prime x squared minus 1 to the power of 1 over 2 minus 4x times x squared minus 1 to the power of 1 over 2 prime over x squared minus 1 to the power of 1 over 2 squared. So 4x prime equals 4. Then x squared minus 1 to the power of 1 over 2 minus 4x. Then use the general power rule. 1 over 2 u to the power of minus 1 over 2 times u prime. Then keep the inner function x squared minus 1 over x squared minus 1. This makes 1, 4 square root of x squared minus 1 minus 4x times 1 over 2 square root of x squared minus 1 times x squared minus 1 prime equals 2x over x squared minus 1. Then keep 4 square root of x squared minus 1 minus cancelled. So 4x squared over square root of x squared minus 1 over x squared minus 1 times square root of x squared minus 1 over square root of x squared minus 1 equals, expand, 4 times x squared minus 1 minus second cancelled, so 4x squared over x squared minus 1 times square root of x squared minus 1 equals 4x squared minus 4 minus 4x squared over x squared minus 1 to the power of 3 over 2 cancelled. Final answer is minus 4 over x squared minus 1 to the power of 3 over 2. Number 4. Use the general power rule first. Y equals e to the power of 3. Then dy dx equals 3u squared times u prime. So dy dx equals 3u squared times u prime. Keep the inner function x minus 2 over x plus 2. So 3 times x minus 2 over x plus 2 squared. Then use the quotient rule. X minus 2 prime times x plus 2 minus x minus 2 times x plus 2 prime over x plus 2 squared. 3 times x minus 2 over x plus 2 the power of 2 times x minus 2 prime is 1, then x plus 2 minus x minus 2, then x plus 2 prime equals 1 over x plus 2 squared. We can rewrite as 3 times x minus 2 squared over x plus 2 squared times x plus 2 expand minus x plus 2 over x plus 2 squared. So plus x minus x cancelled. Then 3 times x minus 2 squared over x plus 2 squared times 4 over x plus 2 squared. So final answer is 12 x minus 2 squared over x plus 2 to the power of 4. Number 5, we can rewrite as x squared plus 3 over x squared minus 3 to the power of 1 over 2. Use the general power rule first. If y equals u to the power of 1 over 2, then dy dx equals 1 over 2 u to the power of 1 over 2 minus 1 times u prime, which is 1 over 2 u to the power of minus 1 over 2 times u prime. So dy dx equals 1 over 2 u to the power of minus 1 over 2 times u prime. Then keep the inner function x squared plus 3 over x squared minus 3, x squared plus 3 over x squared minus 3. Then we can rewrite as 1 over 2 x squared plus 3 over x squared minus 3 to the power of minus 1, then to the power of 1 over 2. Use the quotient rule. X squared plus 3 prime x squared minus 3 minus x squared plus 3 times x squared minus 3 prime over x squared minus 3 squared, then 1 over 2, the power of negative make upside down, so x squared minus 3 over x squared plus 3 to the power of 1 over 2 times x squared plus 3 prime means 2x, then keep the second one, minus keep the first one, times x squared minus 3 prime equals 2x over x squared minus 3 squared. Then keep the first one, x squared minus 3 over x squared plus 3 to the power of 1 over 2. Then expand 2x cubed minus 6x minus 2x cubed minus 6x over x squared minus 3 squared. We can rewrite as 1 over 2 x squared minus 3 to the power of 1 over 2 over x squared plus 3 to the power of 1 over 2 times cancelled minus 12x over x squared minus 3 squared. And then final answer is 2 times 1, 2 times 6, so minus 6x over, keep this one, x squared plus 3 to the power of 1 over 2. Then this 1 over 2 cancelled, makes 3 over 2. So x squared minus 3 to the power of 3 over 2. This is the final answer. Number 6, y equals cube root of u. We can rewrite as u to the power of 1 over 3. So dy du equals, use the power rule, 1 over 3, u to the power of 1 over 3 minus 1, which is minus 2 over 3. And u equals 2x squared minus 6x. So du dx equals 4x minus 6. And when x equals minus 1, u of minus 1 equals 2 times minus 1 squared minus 6 times minus 1. 2 times 1 make positive plus 6, which is 8. So u of minus 1 equals 8. dy dx equals, we can rewrite as dy du times du dx. dy du equals 1 over 3 u to the power of minus 2 over 3 times du dx equals 4x minus 6. Then dy dx, when x equals minus 1, that means u equals 8. So 1 over 3, u equals 8 to the power of minus 2 over 3 times 4 times minus 1 minus 6 equals 1 over 3 times 8 means 2 to the power of 3 to the power of minus 2 over 3 times minus 4 minus 6, which is minus 10, equals 1 over 3, 2 to the power of 3, then divide by 3, which means 2 to the power of minus 2 times minus 10, 1 over 3 times 1 over 4 times minus 10 over 12. Final answer is minus 5 over 6. Number 7, y equals u cubed. Use the power rule. dy du equals 3u squared. U equals 4x plus 3 over 1 minus 2x. Use the quotient rule. Du dx equals 4x plus 3 prime times 1 minus 2x minus 4x plus 3 times 1 minus 2x prime over 1 minus 2x squared. Then 4x plus 3 prime equals 4 times 1 minus 2x minus, keep the first one, 1 minus 2x prime equals minus 2 over 1 minus 2x squared, then expand 4 minus 8x, make positive, plus 8x plus 6 over 1 minus 2x squared, then cancelled, so 10 over 1 minus 2x squared. When x equals 3, u over 3 equals 4 times 3 plus 3 over 1 minus 2 times 3. 12 plus 3 over 1 minus 6. 15 over minus 5, which is minus 3. dy dx equals, we can rewrite as dy du times du dx. dy du equals 3u squared, and then du dx equals 10 over 1 minus 2x squared. So dy dx, when x equals 3, then u equals minus 3. So 3 times u squared times 10 over 1 minus 2 times x equals 3 squared. 3 times 9 times 10 over 1 minus 6, which is minus 5 squared, equals 25. Then 5 times 2, 5 times 5. So 54 over 5. This is the last question. d dx of e to the power of n equals derivative of outer function, keep the inner function, times derivative of the inner function, or f of g of x equals derivative of the outer function, keep the inner function, times derivative of the inner function. h prime x equals f prime of x cubed times x cubed prime f prime of x cubed times 3x squared. So h prime of 1 equals f prime of 1 cubed, which is 1, times 3 times 1 squared. Then f prime 1 equals 8 times 3. The final answer is 24. Number B, we can rewrite as f of x to the power of 1 over 2. Then h prime x equals 1 over 2 derivative of the outside times derivative of the inner function. So keep the inner function. So 1 over 2 times f of x to the power of minus 1 over 2 times f prime of x. So h prime of 1 equals 1 over 2 times f of 1 to the power of minus 1 over 2 times f prime of 1 equals 1 over 2 times f of 1 equals 4 to the power of minus 1 over 2 times f prime of 1 equals 8 equals 1 over 2 times 2 squared to the power of minus 1 over 2 times 8, 1 over 2 times, cancelled, 2 to the power of minus 1 equals 1 over 2 times 8, which is 1 over 4 times 8. The final answer is 2. Number C, h prime of x equals derivative of the outer function times derivative of the inner function. H prime of 1 equals f prime of g of 1 times g prime of 1. F prime of g of 1 equals 5 times g prime of 1 equals 5. Then f prime of 5 equals 2 times 5, which is 10. I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in a comment below, and I will address them in a future video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more.